So I was out on a burned field a couple weeks ago, and I had walked this path before, and I'm on this trail. And if you know what a grass fire looks like, it burns really hot and fast. But if there's places where the grass is matted, it doesn't burn there. So on the path I had walked before, it was really obvious in this blackened field. But I noticed as I was walking along that there were all these paths that jetted off of this main path, like little, barely conceivable things, like critters had been walking these trails. And so I was fascinated by this, the idea that fire or hard times or difficulty actually reveals paths that you never saw before. I think that's a truth that we probably can all attest to. When we're going through something difficult, we come up with creative, innovative pathways that we never saw before. So later on in the day, I was thinking about this and praying, and my prayer was, God, thank you for the fire of COVID-19, because it's actually shown us some ways that we never saw before. One of those is the idea that the kingdom is tied intimately to what happens in the home. That's a path in a way that I think is brilliant, but we would have never seen it without the fire. And so I'm asking Jesus, I'm going like, I want to grow in this. I want to be able to see the things that not everybody sees. And is it possible, I was wondering this, is it possible to get so good at finding the hidden trail that you don't need fire to see it? And I had in my mind, here we go, a picture of Aragorn in the second movie, where, if you remember, there was a scene there where he is tracking the hobbits' movements, and he knows precisely what they've done and how they did it and how they cut a rope and got free here and how they walked off into Fangorn Forest there. Everybody else is not seeing this path, but Aragorn has the eyes to see it. So I'm asking Jesus, is there a way to see those hidden ways, those secret things, those brilliant pathways that we normally don't see in life? Is there a way to see them without the fire? And he right away says to me, yes, there is. I'm like, how do you get there? And he says this, he says, you need to practice awareness. Now you can sit on that for a second. I realized in that moment that I am very unaware most of the time. I'm just trying to keep up with life. I'm trying to move from one thing to the next, and I'm just not very aware. This scripture came to my mind, Psalm 46:10, where it says, be still and know that I am God. And I've always said this, I've seen this before, that there's a certain knowing that happens when you are still and quiet. And so often a quietness of heart, stop, take a deep breath, look around, and then there's a revelation and a knowing that comes from that. And so I was thinking of that a little deeper and asking God, okay, help me be aware. And right in that moment, he said, go there right now. And so I was out at the cabin, and I started listening to the birds singing. I started noticing, I was aware of where Sarah was at that moment. And other things, all of a sudden, I was aware of what was going on in my own heart at that moment, and there was a few things that I was anxious about, things I was stressed about. It's crazy. I didn't even really know that was going on, but I started to be aware. I find anytime I go into awareness, I automatically think, for some reason, about the sun that we never think about. But I'm there in the sun, and I'm realizing, oh my goodness, like, I'm not even thinking about it, but this sun is heating me right now. I don't understand how it works, but yet it's doing its job, and it's not burning out. And I began to become aware. And I noticed as I went into awareness, this is the key, that there is a sign of your awareness levels. And the sign of your awareness levels is gratitude. The more you become aware of your circumstances and what's going on around you, the more you will move into gratitude. And I'm not just talking platitudes of gratitude. And what I mean by platitudes of gratitude is, you're not just going, oh, I'm thankful for food, I'm thankful for my house, I'm thankful for my wife, I'm thankful for the sun shining today. But I'm talking about when you become aware, you move into the revelation of appreciation. I believe the more aware you become of what's going on around you, the more you experience appreciation, but not as just a platitude of like, oh, I'm thankful for this, but it's actually, it comes as a revelation. And so I'm sitting there and I'm going, God, I want to become aware, because I want to see the pathways in life, and I don't want it to be that I only see them in fire. He says, awareness is the key, be still and know. And appreciation is the signal that you are there. And on the other hand, here's the really powerful thing. You will know you are not aware that you have slipped into a dull mode when you move away from appreciation and gratitude and into ingratitude, lack of appreciation, critical this critical eye. Isn't that interesting? Because we often think the critical eye is the one that's most aware. No, it's not true. The more aware you become of what your current reality is, the more you will move into gratitude, and more than that, a revelation of appreciation. So I sat there and I was just thinking, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe the fact that was really unaware of the fact that the sun was shining. I'm not in eternal winter because there's this sun. And then I'm thinking about it continues to do what it does and it's not burning out. How does that make sense? I don't understand it. It's millions of miles away and yet I feel heat here. And it actually came on as a revelation of appreciation it was such a cool moment. This is the signal of awareness. And I think God is inviting us into a season of becoming more aware, to be still, become aware, and then know. That's the way you move into knowing who God is, by becoming aware of what He's doing. And I believe there are some crazy things going in our lives that are going to be revealed to us as we become aware. Appreciation is your signal that you're there.